bakers! Hope you're all doing well. Today I'm going to show you how to make my favorite chocolate chip cookies while also elucidating the science behind the chemical reactions going on. Ready? Let's get baking.
Okay, to start, we're going to be making the brown butter, which is going to take a good bit of time to cool. You want to make sure that this is unsalted butter because we don't want salty cookies. You should also use a light-colored pan to be able to see the butter browning properly. As you're cooking the butter, it will start to foam, which is the process of the butter fat and the milk solids separating. The solids will sink to the bottom of the pan and toast over time. This process isn't necessary to making your cookies better per se, but it does give your cookies a much deeper flavor profile. Once the butter turns a golden amber color, take it off the heat and transfer it to a bowl to stop the cooking process. Place it in the fridge to chill. Chopping the chips into different sizes allows for more fudgy cookies with different textures throughout the cookie, which makes them a lot more tasty in my opinion. Now we're going to start assembling all of our ingredients to make the actual batter for the cookies. First, we're going to mix our dry and wet ingredients separately. Here I'm combining the flour, baking soda, and salt. Next, we're going to mix our wet ingredients together in a separate bowl. We're going to combine all of our sugars together along with our chilled brown butter. Once that is thoroughly mixed, we're going to add our eggs and vanilla. I'm using 2 egg yolks here because it helps create more moist and fudgy cookies. We will then add in our dry ingredients in 3 batches to prevent the development of too much gluten when gently but thoroughly mixing. We will then add in our couple of teaspoons of espresso and finally mix in our chocolate chips. Now, while you watch me mix all of these ingredients together, let me just elucidate a bit of the science that's going on here. Combining the sugar and butter together creates air in the mixture as the sugar crystals cut through the fat in the butter. You can see this occurring as the batter becomes lighter in color. Eggs have proteins in them which help to bind the mixture together, and when baked can help provide structure to the mixture. Several other dishes include the incorporation of air into egg whites to provide stability and structure to the baked dessert and can actually act in a similar way as baking soda, but without the chemical leavening. Flour contains proteins which help to develop gluten in the mixture, which is crucial to the final texture of the dessert. Baking soda, otherwise known as sodium bicarbonate, interacts with acids, in this case brown sugar and the espresso. When it comes into contact with the acid, it releases carbon dioxide, which causes the chemical leavening process to occur, giving height and structure to the mix. We've added vanilla extract, which contains vanilla and alcohol. Now, when you bake these two, the alcohol gets baked off and you're left with the essence of the vanilla. We've also added espresso in here, which acts as an acid which helps to cause the reaction that occurs when the baking soda is added, but it also gives a higher flavor profile to the finished product. cutting the cookies into 2-inch balls and placing them a couple of inches apart on the baking sheet. The best thing to do if you have the patience is to place about 8 cookies on the sheet rather than the 12 that I did here, but either way they will turn out just fine. They just might touch a little bit in the end. Here you see me placing the cookies into the freezer for about 5 minutes, but I would recommend leaving them in the fridge to set overnight. Place the cookies in a preheated 325-degree Fahrenheit oven and bake for about 8 to 10 minutes. The process of baking the cookies allows for some chemical processes to occur to give the cookies their final form. Excess moisture from the eggs and the butter and sugar is baked off, and the proteins in the eggs cook and fully bind the ingredients together. Sugar crystals caramelize, and the baking soda gives the cookies a little bit of height. Your finished product is a cookie that is buttery, fudgy, chewy, and delicious. Happy baking, everyone!